All right, guys, do my post-fight review of UFC 291 and the boxing fight between Spence versus Crawford. Before I do so, I want to give a quick shout out to Sheaf. Sheaf have the best underwear in the game. I want to thank this guy for sponsoring this video. And if you go to sheaf.com, use the promo code SWIFT, you get 25% off your order, which is tremendous. And man, you just gotta check them out. Best underwear in the game. But anyway, let's talk about it. The good, bad, the bad, the ugly. Now, UFC 91. First of all, I'm gonna start out with that one because there's so much that happened. It was an awesome card. I really believe to see Justin Gaethje to win his fight with that head kick knockout, the same way that one of his teammates, Usman, lost his championship a year ago in the same building, is just like ridiculous. How the hell you can't script something like that? And honestly, I feel bad for Dustin Poirier. I actually thought I had Dustin Poirier winning. Let me say it right. I thought he was going to win. In my heart, I wanted Justin Gaethje to win because I've met him, I've known him, and he always been a really cool guy. But I thought the Poirier was just a little bit cleaner. But man, Justin Gaethje, he's a monster. He's a monster. He's a problem. That head kick knockout was vicious. So props to him. That's the easy one. Alex Pereira fight wasn't too exciting. I still have a problem with his takedown defense against the cage and how he was defending the single leg takedowns. But I also felt like Jan was single leg finished wasn't very well either. But he won. But did he really? Part of me kind of felt like Jan won that. Part of me felt like Alex Pereira got gifted a decision. I don't know. I have to go back and watch. But that last round was very questionable on who won. I don't think it was a robbery. It could have went either way, but it was very questionable. But either way, he got the win, so he moved on, fight for the title. That's a good storyline because I think they wanted him to fight for the title rather him than Jan fighting for it. It works out for the UFC. The Black Beast, bro, I was betting against him. I was shocked he even got another fight in the UFC, honestly. His losing streak has been tremendous. But, when he won, I was genuinely happy for him. Happy for him. He needed that win. So congratulations to him. And, the dude is gold, man. He got that Southern style. The things he say is crazy. He doesn't really give a fuck. I can appreciate his candor. Kevin Holland. Man. You want to talk about, I think Kevin Holland is great, man, but he should not go up to 185. Stay at 170, keep crushing these guys, make it somewhere, going up to 185, and fighting who? Who do you, you think you're going to beat Izzy? He's too big, he's too long, he's going to beat you at your game. I'm not trying to down talk Kevin Holland because obviously he has some success at 185. But I think he have way more success at 170. The weight cut sucks. I know. I used to cut down from 200, 205 to make 170, so I fully understand that sucks. But as far as career-wise, 185 is your weight class. And in the fight against Michael Chiesa, I hate to down talk fighters that made it to a higher level than me. But, man, he looked like an amateur. He looked like he took 2 years off. He looked like he was rushing everything. He looked like he was fighting under prayer, hoping he'd get takedown, hoping he'd get submission. It seemed like there was zero confidence going into that fight, which I can understand taking 2 years off and then fighting someone like Kevin Holland who fights every damn weekend. I don't understand the thought process behind it. He could have had a better tune-up. But it did not look good. It looked like that could be his retirement fight. But I don't know if he will retire. Probably won't, but we'll see. And then the Bobby Green versus Tony Ferguson. To finish Tony Ferguson by an arm triangle in the last round, or almost the last couple seconds, that was shocking. Much props to Bobby Green. I thought he was gonna win. I think Tony Ferguson is really over the hill. He's talking craziness. He's like, all right, 5 wins and I'm fighting for the title. 5 wins over who? You already lost to Justin Gaethje, Michael Chandler, Charles Oliveira. Who was you going to fight in the top 5 or even top 10 to get to a title, and you got to win 5 in a row. Man, I think sometimes fighters, they get delusional. Like, you should have a certain level of being delusional, but then when you get too delusional. At the end of the day, man, and you can tell, I think his career is at the end. I do think maybe he get one retirement fight. Hopefully he could go out like Robbie Lawler. That'd be super dope to see, because I think he has had a phenomenal career. You got to think about it. This dude was on a 12-fight winning streak, and he never got a title fight. At that point, I do think he got screwed. But as of right now, as of present time, it's over, bro. It's over. Man, that was the main card. The last piece I would say about Dustin Poirier is, where did he go from here? Because he's had some big wars, man, and he's had some big fights, made a lot of money. But now, the only thing you can do for Dustin, honestly, is to get a rematch with Justin. I don't know if you want that, and I don't know if it makes sense for Justin, since he's trying to go for a title fight, and now there's a little bit talks of him fighting Conor McGregor, which is extremely ridiculous. But like, you already beat Michael Chandler, you already lost to Charles Oliveira, you fighting, De La Rouche, like, you fighting the uppercomers that I could barely pronounce the name. Dustin Poirier, you too great for that. I don't know. I think it may be time for him to walk away. The only thing I could say is maybe a rematch with Justin, but if that doesn't happen, I don't know, man. He's a legend, so to walk away with a Hall of Fame career. So that's my thoughts about that. Okay, now let's get to the spectacle of the night. UFC has some great fights, and combined, this pedal is bigger than boxing. But solo, I don't think nothing was touching Terence Crawford versus Spence. In fact, after, it's so funny because the Terence Crawford fight happened when the Alex Pereira fight was happening. And it ended right before the main event of the UFC, which is perfect for me because I had 2 TVs going. It was very hard for me to pay attention to both. So it was good that I could get full attention to the main event for the UFC fight. But the Terence Crawford, man, I tell you what, man, like, that dude is a genius, a boxing genius. The way he picked Spence apart, it made him look like he was B-level, amateur. Like, it just made him look so bad as Spence was over-punching, overreaching, can't establish his range. I think he got dropped, 4 times? To the point that he got finished in the 9th round. It really makes you think, like, see, why he didn't pick this fight? And now that's all speculation. I'm not trying to say he was ducking Crawford, but, man, Crawford put on a clinic. And, like, the best word that I can use is what Luke Thomas, the fight analyst, said, is like Crawford audited Spence. Audited. I thought that was a damn good adjective to describe what happened last night. And I would say this too. That event showed what boxing can be when it's done right, when it's promoted right, when there's the right fights. I don't know if there wasn't a right time. This fight should have happened a couple years ago, but it did happen, and it was both still in their prime. So at least it wasn't over the hill. One of the guys took a couple losses, like the Pacquiao, and then you turn around and make the fight. No, it happened when it was both undefeated and looking to be the undisputed welterweight king. So kudos to the boxing, kudos to everybody that made that happen. Now the question is, where did it go from here? Obviously, Spence is going to try to evoke his rematch clause, but do we need that? The way the Spence lost, it's like, how can you come back for that? How can you rematch and do anything different? Because Crawford picked him apart. He beat him on the range. He beat him on the inside. He beat him with the counters. He beat him being aggressive. He beat him being a tactician. He beat him when it was time to brawl. He beat him with the power, with the speed, with the reach. There was no part of that fight that Spence had any form of winning. So how am I gonna believe 6 months to a year from now that you're gonna come out and beat Crawford? I don't know. The only thing I could say is, like, if they move up and do it at 154, maybe the weight cut was a factor. Maybe he could be a better, stronger, faster animal if he didn't have to cut that weight. I don't know, man. I don't know. So tell me what you think. Do you think that rematch is going to happen? And do you think it's going to make a difference? And also, tell me your thoughts on the UFC fights. All right, guys, that's all I got. Once again, thank you to Sheaf, Victor and May, hard work, dedication.